Friends, this is the introductory episode of the podcast New Indian Woman. I'm so excited to launch the podcast and take you through what you can expect in this podcast, who this is for, and share a little about my own personal journey. Before we start, I would like you to spare a moment to think about your mother, or better still, your grandmother. What do you recollect as bulk of her routine? Now, if you look around yourself, the women you see around you seem to be doing much more despite the smaller family setup. Maybe it is to do with these women being working women. Even if they are not working, they are very, very busy, running around, stressed out. So what is happening? We need to admit our lives are very different from the lives of our mothers. Most of the roles we perform in our homes, in our relationships, in our work, may or may not have changed, but the expectations from us most certainly has. The expectations that others have on us, and more importantly, we have on ourselves. So here we are, forever trying to keep up, trying to adapt to today's needs, trying to be the efficient, productive, thinking woman we want to become, and set a wonderful example for our daughters and sons. We have our challenges in transforming from this young, carefree girl in college to become this woman who magically manages everything. Now think of the woman whom you consider efficient, doing very different things or doing things in a different way. A happy and confident woman who seems to have her own voice and has realized her potential. Do you want to be her? Or do you wish you could learn from her? And that is the trigger for this podcast. In this show, I look forward to sharing my learnings from 2 decades in the IT world after a simple, small-town upbringing and from my current explorations outside of the corporate sector, volunteering for different causes. My learnings also come from being a mother to a young adult daughter and teenage son, and my insights based on my interactions with a wide variety of people from all backgrounds. Over the last several years, I have had the opportunity to share the techniques I used with many of my colleagues and friends, and they have always come back saying how my inputs have helped them. I have been wanting to create a forum for all of us to share, learn, and figure out better ways to inspire each other, but wasn't sure how to do this. And that is when a year back, I wish it was much earlier, I came across this wonderful medium of podcasts. I started listening to some podcasts and then it struck me. Yes, this is the medium to reach out to all the women out there who would be interested in this. This medium is so wonderful. One can be doing many things but still continue to listen to topics of one's choice. So now, who should be listening to this podcast? You may be a young woman about to start or have just started to lead an independent life away from parents or hostel. Or you may be a mother with children, babies with their never-ending physical demands, or school or college-going young adults with other kinds of demands. Or you may be a woman who believes things are already in a routine and you are handling your responsibilities in a wonderful manner. But you realize there is scope for doing better. Or you feel there is something more beyond the day-to-day stuff that you want to do, but yet to identify what it is. You may be 25 or 45. Well, we never age, do we? And men, of course, I welcome you guys to understand the challenges the women in your life are facing, and you have a wonderful role to play in their journey if you really care for them. Regardless of your age and your current stage in life, I assure you, you would find this podcast interesting. Why? But why do I say so? Do listen on. I plan to release an episode every alternate week. Each episode will focus on a topic. We will explore the typical challenges faced in that context and what could be the potential solutions to address those. My focus will be to share with you actionable ways to solve a problem. There would be interesting tidbits and some specific tips and close to our heart hacks that worked for us. You would also get to hear from many other women I plan to interview. These are women whose interviews you have seldom heard. So in a sense, you will be able to relate to them much better. There would be a question and answer segment where I pick up questions from you and try to answer them myself or through my guest. And here is something I would like to highlight. I know all my listeners are comfortable understanding Indian English, and some of you would be more comfortable writing to me in your own language. So do feel free to send me your questions in English, Hindi, Tamil or Malayalam as well. So there is something for all of you. And most of the problems and challenges we face, we need not assume there is no better way to handle it. No one is born being able to manage everything. These skills can be learned. And I'm sure you will find this podcast as a treasure trove of ideas to help transform your life. Do write to me at krishna@thenewindianwoman.com with your feedback and what you would like to hear in this podcast. I would love to hear from you. Refer show notes for links to my website, thenewindianwoman.com, my blog and my social media links. Now, in case this is the first podcast you are listening to, then welcome to the world of podcasts. I really hope this is the first in a series of podcasts that you will get to listen to. I hope you will eagerly wait for the next episodes. Do click on the subscribe button on whichever device you are listening. This will ensure you will get the next episodes automatically as and when I publish them. And please do share this with at least 3 of your friends and help them with how to subscribe to the podcast New Indian Woman. Thank you so much.